Hi, this is Joe again with another movie review. And of course, now we're in the midst of the stupid Super Bowl. And today, as the day of doing this video, we're having a blizzard here in New York City. So, the hell with football. The hell with the Super Bowl. Because the game's in New Jersey, not New York. So, what would be more appropriate to talk about a baseball movie? And that's what we're going to do now. We'll look at previously done a bunch of films. A bunch of baseball movies before, but I didn't do all of them. These are the ones that I had in my collection. So I'm going to be talking about the 1954 film, Damn Yankees. What was Glenn Vernon, Ray Walston, and Tab Hunter as the major characters. Plus, of course, you could look for the late Gene Stapleton, or Mrs. Edith Bunker, in this movie. Of course, this movie is the only baseball movie that's actually based on a Broadway musical. Because there is one called Timmy Out to the Ball Game starring Frank Sinatra and Gene Kelly, but that was a straight to movie musical. It wasn't based on a Broadway show. This one is. And of course, this is an extremely basic plot. It stars, I forgot who plays the older actor, he wasn't really identified. Or if it is, maybe Tab Hunter in old makeup, and make him look older. But it stars a guy named Joe Boyd, who's a diehard Washington Senators fan. Of course, there's no more Washington Senators, because at that time they moved to Minnesota, became the Twins, and that new Washington Senators team came in. And 11 years later, they moved to Texas and became the Rangers. But this is at the time we had the original Washington Senators team. And this guy named Joy Boyd, who is a diehard Washington Senators fan, and he just wants to, go, see his team win the American League pennant once. And he says he sells his soul for a home run hitter. And of course, the devil hears this, and the devil is played by Ray Walston. And he recruits him and says, okay, since you figure you want to sell your soul, I'm going to make you into the greatest baseball player of all time. And he says, oh, come on. And of course, if you, by the end of the season, if you happen to carry them to the pennant, of course, actually your soul is mine, one way or the other. And he says, alright, but I want an escape clause. So he says, by the 23rd of September, if they win the pennant by then, of course, you can, if you went out, you could be out. So, of course, the rest of the movie is, of course, him getting on the Washington Senators team, and being leads into the championship against the Yankees, and they clinch the pennant against the Yankees. And you do see Mickey Mantle banning in the end of the movie, but from a distance, so you don't have a real close up of his face. That's him banning, or maybe a look-alike banning. But for the movie itself, of course, it has some classic. And you do see Bob Fosse in this movie, who of course was the husband of the star of the movie, Glenn Vernon. Of course, plays Lola. And that's where Glenn Vernon comes in, because the main character has a wife, and he wants to go back to his wife. I was talking about his wife, and he actually takes a rents a room out in the house to meet with his wife. So Glenn Vernon comes in and plays Lola, who plays a typical vamp who wants to try to seduce him. And she sings a classic song from the movie, Wherever Lola Wants, Lola Gets. And she does a pretty long, it is a pretty long sequence for a movie musical. I think it takes about 4 or 5 minutes. It makes a pretty long sequence. Not just the song, but the scene leading up to the song. And you see in the locker room, she's introducing in the locker room, and then she does the song and the dance along with it. And of course, Bob Fosse, not Ray Fosse, he's a baseball player. Bob Fosse does all the choreography for the movie. I think that was the first movie they does that had choreography. And of course, they want him to do Chicago and I forgot what other films, musicals he did. But no, those two in particular. And both musicals starred his wife. Starred his wife Winfrey. So like I said, it starts the whole thing, and actually Keith Stapleton is a friend of the main character's wife. So you see Keith Stapleton in there, and the funny thing is, this movie takes place about 17 years before she became famous to the world as Edith Bunker. She uses the same stupid, annoying voice and she did with Archie Bunker she did in this movie. So, but recognize that she practically didn't age between the time she did this movie and on the Family. But in terms of the movie, if there was a group, no one doesn't have Never Lola Watts. The other song, a famous song that comes out with it was the song "You Gotta Have Heart," which is like one of the first. I think maybe like the second song, like the third song, maybe that's in the movie, at least the movie version. And of course, you had all those jokes with how the devil, the Ray Walston character, does all this stuff to get more and more souls. But of course, at the end of the movie, of course, the Santa's doing the pen, and Joe does makes the next catch. But as soon as he is about to make the catch for the last out, that's when Ray Walston zaps him and makes him what he was originally in the beginning of the film. And of course, he had all these conspiracy theories at the end of the movie. Whatever happened to Joe Hardy? It was the name that he went after. Excuse me, I had something in my eye. What he did before then. I want to know whatever happened to this guy. So figure out what the Yankees did, or gamblers from New York kidnapped him because they got mad at the Yankees and all them in the pen. We have all these like a little bit of conspiracy theories at the end of the movie. But in terms of the movie, I thought it was a good, not a baseball movie, but a good musical. Until, of course, the end scene. The end scene was a real huge disappointment for me. I thought it was a lousy ending. And the ending, of course, was when Joe goes to his house, being consoled by his wife, and she doesn't see the devil, but he sees him and hears him. And then he sees Lola one last time. And he's trying to seduce him back and said, "You lousy rat, you ran on me." And he didn't, and the devil, Wayne Wilson's character, didn't put up a hell of a fight at the end of the movie. If the movie was made today, instead of back in the 50s, more instant 50s, it would be more of a epic fight at the end of the movie. But it wasn't, because actually in the 50s, it's a little more innocent time. And he didn't have all that much extreme, violent, or an epic fight between the devil and a guy who sold his soul to him. But instead, the ending was a disappointment. But the rest of the movie, I thought it was it is an entertaining movie. It's very funny at times, and it's a very good movie to watch if you never saw Damn Yankees. Of course, Yankee fans, and diehard Yankee fans, are not going to watch this movie. Because of the title, Damn Yankees, and cursing out the Yankees all the time. You remember Walston at one point when he first shows up in the movie, he says, "I don't want those damn Yankees to win anymore. I'm tired of seeing the stupid Yankees win." So that's what the whole thing came about. But of course, there was a remake on Broadway of Damn Yankees, and Jerry Lewis was the one playing the devil in the remake. But I don't know why they haven't made a remake a movie of Damn Yankees. I have no idea. But in terms of a baseball film, I think, like I said, it's one of the better baseball movies that came out. And of course, it's one of the few, like I said, the two baseball movies that I know that was actually a musical. So that's my review of Damn Yankees. Please, like the video. Please comment on, and please, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.